Gabriele Marcotti. Gab, what can you tell us?
So the big concern is the so-called Delta variant cases of COVID. They have gone up more than fourfold in the last week or so, up to more than 10,000 cases a day. The British government was set to remove all restrictions on social distancing as of June 21st. They've now delayed that by 4 weeks. UEFA's point in this, and I had the opportunity to speak to some people, is that they have a contingency plan in place, but it's mostly to ensure that people will be able to get into the country. Remember, semifinals and finals taking place at Wembley, and not have to quarantine when they get home, to make sure that the ease of travel is still there. That would really be the only circumstance in which they would move the final, is if new restrictions have to be imposed. And the stance of the government here is, we have to wait and see and make the decision later on, and be guided, as they like to say, by data, not dates.
Gab, you say later on. I'm asking here on behalf of an office full of people who've got logistics to sort out ahead of the semi-finals and the final. What kind of time frame are we looking at to get a decision?
Well, the concern is going to be almost exclusively about fans. I mean, in terms of media, tournament officials, representative FAs, and some sponsors, we already know they'll be able to go in and out. They're going to wait and see how things evolve, I think, over the next week, and then they'll look to make a call. Probably, I would assume, around the quarterfinal stage, towards the end of the quarterfinal stage, which is really the last possible moment that you can make it. They have a contingency plan in place. It's been reported that it is, in fact, Budapest. UEFA wouldn't commit when I spoke to them that it would be Budapest. But obviously, we saw the scenes today. No restrictions there, and a very high-quality stadium. UEFA feel they need to have the contingency in place because it's important to them that fans be allowed to attend. Now, the one final twist on this is that if they end up not moving it, one of the good things about having a final in Wembley, as you know, Kelly, this is a very international city, so it's not like they're going to have an empty stadium or a stadium filled with English people. It's not going to be hard to rustle up fans supporting whatever teams make it to the semi-finals and final. But certainly, it really would be an extreme case, I think, if the final were moved or if fans were entirely barred from coming.
Nothing worse than having a fan full of England fans. Gab Marcotti, we heard you. Thank you very much for joining us from London.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.